Hello everybody, my name's Ryan and I'm a driving instructor, and today mental health. So mental health, nothing wrong on this one, just straight in. Like, comment, subscribe I guess. This is about the mental health, not just of me but kind of everybody. I feel that people need to, if they need help, that they should have that help. And sometimes it doesn't always work out for everybody, and sometimes you get a bit distressed. What happens in this job is, with driving instruction, is that you've got 30 individuals who are all asking for your attention all of the time because they want lessons, or they want a driving test, or they've got theory and they want that attention all the time. And it's impossible to do kind of 40 odd hours a week with your 30 odd people, and sometimes some people get left out, sometimes people get added, and they cause you stress. What also happens is when you're driving around, people offload on you, because sometimes they might not have somebody to speak to. Sometimes it might be something where that person couldn't talk to mum or dad, or couldn't talk to their partner, because it's a delicate subject. They kind of see, most pupils do see sometimes their driving instructor as a channel to output things to, like a school teacher. And essentially, yeah, we are teaching people things. And you sat in that seat for potentially 40, 60, 80, 100 hours sometimes. And you get to know somebody really well. Quite recently, people have been offloading all sorts of trivia, and sometimes it really catches up with you. And you can't really offload onto anybody else, because what happens in the car kind of stays in the car about certain things. Sometimes you go home and you can tell the wife, the girlfriend, the husband, whatever else it is, I've had this pupil today and they've done this and they've done that and they've done the other. When a lot of people offload on you, and this happens in like things like hairdressing as well, and somebody who does nails, how are you doing today? You all right? How are you feeling? Sometimes those aren't the questions that we should be asking. Sometimes you might get people that say, you've got to grow up, or man up, or, you know, you've got to live with this. Sometimes not about that. Sometimes it's offering that personal level of support that somebody was after. And sometimes it's quite difficult to get that support, and sometimes people feel alienated or isolated or lost. Sometimes some people deal with things differently. I've faced a few things in my life where I would never really go, oh, I don't think anybody would be able to react to this. Until recently, where a friend of mine and the father of one of my pupils, and I'm involved in this family, and they won't mind me saying, I'm not going to name names, there's no point in that. But the father, we got on quite closely and had this really friendly bond with. Well, he kind of died, and he didn't kind of die, he died. And it was quite a shock. And you kind of tell your pupils what's happening, because you're kind of sharing your mental health with other people. And the pupils don't really want to hear it, but who are you supposed to tell them? You can't really go and see that person, because they want their process, they want their time. I was quite fortunate to be, kind of by accident, invited over to the house where the person who I care about a lot was quite distressed. And all I did was just be there for support, drank a brew, sat with a friend as well, and just try and support your friends. And if somebody's got a problem and they're coming up to you, and maybe you should just listen. Maybe people just need to listen to each other and be a bit more civil and stuff. The last 3 or 4 months for me have been a bit of a roller coaster. People probably know, people who've been my pupils and people who know me probably know that as well. That I've felt different about things. I've felt out of sorts. I've felt funny about things. I've had a lot of feelings for different people. Not like that, but kind of feeling that they're isolated or alone or lost, and those emotions come out on you, and it's trying to deal with that emotion. Sometimes you can't deal with that emotion. I'm quite lucky that I've managed to talk to quite a lot of people and sort a lot of things out, and there was other things in there, like that person, their car broke down. I'm trying to fix the car, so I got the car fixed. I've been invited out, and do I want to go out? When you get pupils in your car and they're trying to offload, it is very difficult to you then to vent back. You don't really want to tell people about your personal life. You don't want to tell them really that much about it. But sometimes you've got to have somebody that you can talk to. I hope that everybody who's watching this has a friend that they can go to and talk to. I hope that people who watch a lot of these, that it's not just about driving sometimes, it's about being friendly and helpful and useful. And I hope, and I know I'm going to be very useful to my friend. And one day things will be a little bit different for them. Well, it's different now, but one day hopefully we can make people a little bit happier in this world.